What's up, my people? Raleigh here with LeJeune Ceramic and PPF, and I want to discuss your Cybertruck. I'm sure at this point during your research to find a shop that can do the wrap on your Cybertruck, you've come across a lot of different price points and a lot of different ways that this can get done. Unfortunately, there are a lot of shops out there talking about how it only takes about 5 hours, the whole thing's done, and they can get it done for $2,000. Technically, this is true, but there's a lot of things there that they're not telling you, that they're not explaining. One, the vinyl they're going to be putting on there is probably a very low grade, lower quality, maybe mid-grade quality vinyl. But the more important thing is, as you're aware, these big metal panels have very sharp edges. And if you're looking to do a full color change, now while this client actually does have this truck wrapped, but what we did on it was a Satin PPF, which is an opaque film that makes any surface have the satin effect. So when I talk about slicing the edge, which I'm going to show you up front here in a minute, it didn't matter that we sliced the edges and didn't wrap the edge because there's no aesthetic difference. But if you're wanting to do like a lot of clients do and move to the satin black, that cut edge or wrapped edge makes a big, big difference. We're going to focus on this area here, and I'm going to show you what the difference between the cut edge, which is what you're going to get for really anything under $3,000, or the wrapped edge. And the reason this is actually wrapping this thing is pretty easy. Big, straight, flat panels. Me and my lead wrap installer, we can get this whole thing wrapped without doing anything to the edges in probably about 5 hours. However, if you're wanting the edges wrapped, and depending on which filament you use, whether it's vinyl or PPF, it's gonna take a day and a half to 2 days to wrap all of the edges to make it look like a paint job. So let's take a look at this front area here and see what the difference is between a wrapped edge and a sliced edge. You're gonna notice we put the black here and we have this edge all the way around here because we sliced the edge and you can see the metal. But you can see here, I put a piece on here just to show you what the wrapped edge looks like. And while you can't notice that this is or isn't wrapped or cut, you can hear once you start adding color. Very big difference. I personally think it's important for you to know the difference because I've yet to see a single video on the internet where they talk about how they can wrap the whole thing in just a rather short amount of time and for a very, very cheap price. So now you know what the difference is and you have a visual reference for it. So when you look on our website and you see the difference between the pricing of cut edges or wrapped edges, that is what I'm referring to. If you have any more questions about it, if you have any questions about the difference between vinyl, PPF, the color differences, or really the different levels of protection or aesthetic between the two types of filament, because there is a major price point difference between the two. Vinyl is a thinner filament that really just adds aesthetic appeal. It's roughly around 3 to 4 mils thick. PPF is 8 mils thick that not only has pigment and coloring in it, but it adds a protective layer to protect against rock chips. PPF doesn't chip, vinyl can, just like paint. But that's a discussion for another day. We can dive into it if you want. Give me a call, we'll discuss it, and we'll get your Cybertruck looking exactly the way you want.
Trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center.